we want to talk about just briefly tonight. I
Yes,
don't
sir.
be too long. And welcome to Talk Back Live with Bob.
And Josh.
And hey, we're ready to go and got some things that hopefully you would enjoy and be able to talk to us with and share with us or type your comment or whatever you want to do there. And good evening, Josh.
Good evening, Bob. Good evening, everybody out there watching and listening.
Mm-hmm.
It's sounding good now. Appreciate everybody his patience and everything. Couple of little things happening, but man, we're ready to go, ready to talk. And a lot of stuff's been going on. Y'all see, got in the description there what we're going to talk about. If you want to join the conversation, the phone lines are open as well.
Okay.
And you can get on in. Once again, the numbers on the bottom of the screen, 706-609-0416. Once again, 706-609-0416. If you want to join the conversation and get in on what we're going to talk about today. So much been going on, man. Good, bad, and different. So we're going to kind of get right into it if you are ready, Bob.
All right, let's get it on, Josh.
All right, let's get it on with the headlines. And here we go.
And in the headlines today,
There we go.
and in the headlines today, we got a couple of things that we could talk about.
What's up, Leon? Good to see you, man.
Talking about, and there's so many things going on around the country, and so much is going on. Even today, I don't know if any of you know about what happened, but yeah, we're
It's
going
the
to talk
biggest
about
news.
this. It's the biggest news running around today. And also, we want to talk about what the president wants, what the governor wants, what the president wants, and what the governor don't want, what the cities want. Who wants what? Who wants to be safe? Well, we're going to talk about that, and going to put a few questions to you, and you can give us your comments. You can just type in your comments there if you like. And if you feel free, you can call us at 706
It's on the screen there.
609
yeah,
0416.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that number? And we'll be glad to communicate to you. All right, Josh. The first thing, yeah.
Yeah, so the biggest news of the day, if you turn to any news station, that's all they've been talking about since probably, I think the time it happened, Pacific time, because it was out in Utah. I believe that's Pacific time, or Mountain time, actually, was around 12:30 that time when Charlie Kirk, known political activist on the conservative side, executive director of Turning Point USA, has been killed. What people are calling a political assassination. That's what the governor of Utah called it on a press conference I saw earlier this evening. So very big news, of course. And I'm just going to say right off the bat, I'm going to play a news clip about it. And I want to get you guys' thoughts about how we're feeling right now and how do you feel like you're processing what exactly happened? Because I'm gonna just say right off, as somebody that knew about him and had seen him talk on multiple platforms from Turning Point, which Trump spoke at multiple times, very close to the administration. Said some people say he talked on a daily basis to Trump. Is almost like an unofficial advisor to President Trump in a lot of ways. 31 years old, 1 year younger than me, but it's also a guy that's very influential. Trump credited him as being the man and as the main reason, one of the main reasons he won the election. Because Charlie Kirk has millions of followers on multiple social media platforms.
And to be honest with you, Josh, I saw it on the website today, and I said I didn't ask you later on. I said, Josh, do you know this guy? That somebody got shot or something? I have never heard of the guy. And the information that I received, and then look back on it, wow, I have never heard of the guy. I didn't know he was that popular. But yet it is sad that what happened to him today, and they showed part of it on television. It was gross. I mean, it was. I don't know what other. I mean, listen, folks. If there are disagreements and things you don't like about certain people, that's not the way to go. That's just not the way to go. And I don't know what they said. They had somebody in custody, and then later on, the local police said no, they didn't have anybody in custody. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're kind of talking about it. And then I heard that they have a person of interest. I don't know if anything's been updated in the last couple of hours. But I'm gonna play this clip here just to get a understanding for those that may not know the situation. This kind of summarizes a lot of it. And from the news, ABC New York, actually, which had a really good breakdown of it. So y'all take a look and listen to this, and we'll be back.
We'll be back. Leave us your comments, and or if you like to call or whatever way. We want to hear what you have to say. Take a listen and a look at this.
As we continue following this breaking news at 5 o'clock, conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot, and the shooter is still not in custody. We know Kirk was speaking at an outdoor event at Utah Valley University, where he was invited by a student group.
And video shows. Yeah, video shows the moment the shot rang out. Eyewitnesses described seeing blood pouring from his neck and people screaming, running for their lives.
Everyone immediately started screaming. The security guard next to Charlie grabbed him, pulled him down. They ran back. People started fleeing.
Kirk, a polarizing political figure, and his visit had been controversial. A petition had been circulating online asking for the university to stop him from speaking. This was the first stop on a 14-city American comeback tour.
President Trump posting moments ago, sending his sympathies to his family and saying he admired Kirk. Kirk was described as a powerful force for the Trump administration, a so-called youth influencer. He was a rising star for the party and someone the president turned to for advice.
We have several reports tonight, starting with Eyewitness News reporter Dan Krauth in the newsroom with more on this search for the shooter that continues at this hour. Dan.
Mike and Shade, right now, police and the FBI are on the ground searching for the gunman in Utah who is still unaccounted for. The person was just about 200 yards away at the time of the shooting. Charlie Kirk was considered an extended member of President Trump's family and continuously praised for getting young people to vote in the 2024 election. It was the first stop on Charlie Kirk's fall speaking tour called the American Comeback Tour at Utah Valley University. He was answering a question about gun violence when a gunman fired a single shot from the crowd. We stopped the video before the shot was fired.
As soon as he was hit, he fell backwards, went to the side. The audience went to their knees.
I saw all the crowd running as fast as they could, and I was worried about people trampling each other. And I saw two college-age girls one was having a panic attack.
Kirk founded Turning Point USA, a conservative youth organization, and has millions of followers on social media. His speaking engagements at campuses have been tense before, sparking protests and counter-protests, but nothing like this. It was an open-air event today that was not limited to just students, something former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce says was a big problem.
Is it open to outside people? And that's something you can't control. Secondly, going back to the outside venue, and a controversial person speaking in any way, with any kind of petition, any outside threats, we don't know right now. You really can't have it outside. You have to have a door to control.
Congressional leaders on both sides of the aisle are condemning political violence and calling for prayers. The governor of Utah, where the event took place, saying those responsible will be held fully accountable. Violence has no place in our public life. There was a moment of silence held for Kirk on the House floor in D.C. just about 5 minutes ago. What happened here today will no doubt change the way outdoor events are held moving forward, and we'll continue to follow what happens. Reporting live in the newsroom, Dan Krauth, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Dan, thank you. You could hear the gasp on the House floor when the announcement came that he had died. Well, at only age 31, Charlie Kirk became a powerful source for the Trump administration, someone who is trusted by many in Trump's inner circle.
In fact, Charlie Kirk was somebody who pushed for J.D. Vance to be selected as the president's running mate and ultimate vice president. So how did he rise to such prominence at such a young age.
Lindsay Tuckman picks up that part of our coverage. Lindsay?
Yeah, he really did have a great deal of influence, and it's just horrifying news. Charlie Kirk was a conservative firebrand, and while not in the government, he had become a confidant of President Trump. And despite his polarizing opinions, there was quick bipartisan prayer for Charlie Kirk today.
Well, there you have it. I just don't know what to say about that. I like I said, I never knew the guy, but whoever, whatever the situation is, I'm pretty sure this was not the way. This is not the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw the situation, and when the guy was shot, and he was shot in the neck, and that blood comes streaming out like it was coming out of a water hose, and it was just not a good sight. Man, you guys can continue to have your opinion on this, because
yes, quite a few comments coming in
that know there's anything about this, whatever. You continue to give your comments on it, and you know, some people did know, some people don't know, and Frankie gave a big comment. Did you see that?
Yeah, I see him. Let me put it on the screen. Yeah. She said, I was familiar with him, didn't agree with his politics, but I never believed violence is warranted. They had a person of interest, but after talking with him, that person was released, and the local police said they're back to square one. I guess one of the things too, you know, you wonder, of course, how in the world does this even happen? It was a thing. It was thousands of people there. He goes. One of the things, just to mention real quick, he goes to college campuses,
right?
And one of the reasons why is a lot of people credit him for conservatives getting more younger voters to vote for Trump is because he would go to college campuses and openly debate. It basically had a thing called "Prove Me Wrong," and there would be people that walk up and with opposite viewpoints. He said, "Come to the mic, let's debate," and they would debate. Sometimes they'd be, you know, get along, and a lot of times they didn't. You know, and you know, I don't have a problem with anything like that. But that I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just throw this out there real quick. And this is just truth, at least in my. It's not even my opinion. I think it's just truth. At the end of the day, we have to be really careful on extremism, and I think on all sides, as it goes right now in politics and everything else. I mean, you see it on all levels. I see it in sports opinions. People that talk wrestling, people that talk sports and news and politics and everything else under the sun. They can't just disagree without going to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? And you know, radicalizing their base, especially on the political level. Conservatives are radicalized, the Democrats are radicalized, and everybody else considers themselves the other side, the supreme enemy. And I think that's just very dangerous. That leads to stuff like this happening. And I'm gonna just say this: he was one of those people that was radicalizing folks. It's just a fact. He had a lot of racist rhetoric. He had a lot of prejudice rhetoric. He had a lot of rhetoric, which ironically, there was even a quote that he said a while back after a school shooting on his show, where he said, "Hey, if some people have to die, because you can't ever keep gun violence and you know from ever happening, and if people have to die," this is a quote from him. I'm not saying word for word, but basically, where if people have to die in order for us to keep our Second Amendment rights and our God-given rights to own and firearms and stuff like that, then so be it. I think it's worth a few people dying in order for you know him and other folks like that to have guns. And the ironic thing about it, his demise is the gun violence. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing or anything like that, because it should never get to that point. But at the same time, when you continuously pour fuel on the fire for your own benefit, sometimes you're liable to get burnt. And unfortunately, he was burned by an environment that he created. Just because he was killed doesn't mean he's not culpable. You know what I'm saying? And I really do feel that way. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying he was a hero, he was a patriot. I don't want to hear that mess. The guy, I feel like, was racist. He spread an extremist rhetoric. The president embracing him was never a good thing to me. And all that being said, again, I say that as the truth of my thoughts on this guy. But I would never, and I don't think anybody ever else, no matter how you felt, should support things like this happen.
No, absolutely.
At the end of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just don't be part of the problem, because this is becoming more and more in this country. People willing to kill for a political view.
Yeah, and this should never be.
No.
I mean, whoever you, whatever you believe, and your political agenda, your political whatever, you know, just let it be. You know, if you're Democrat, be Democrat. If you're Republican, be Republican. If you're
independent,
liberal, or independent, or whatever, you know, let it be.
Yeah.
But it's not called for people to start killing, you know, because of whatever reason other people believe. It may be extreme. It may not be extreme. It may be something you don't agree with or disagree with, or you just don't like. Some people just don't like certain people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, people running for office, they just don't want to have anything to do with them. And but it doesn't call for any of this. What happened today to this young man? He was very young.
Yeah. And he was making waves, you know, in his way, you know, to get that popular that young. You know, it is a shame to see that. So
yeah, it is. All right, and if you could like to continue to make comments on that, you can, and we're glad to have you on tonight. Josh, there are some other things that we could talk about, and it's happening all over the country. It's beginning to what is that? Can maybe take root in the. We're talking about these cities where the crime is very, very high, and people are just getting killed left and right. Robberies, thieves, and everything is happening in these cities. And so now we've got in Washington, D.C., President Trump has said he's got that under control. So he brought in the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and now that's under control. And then wherever he was talking about Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago is where he's talking about next. Of course, you got the big dispute with him and Pritzker, I think the governor of Illinois, you know, who looks like a little wrestling manager. You know, with a big old head, you know. You know, this is just being real. But all that being said, you know, I feel like a lot of this was political theater on both sides.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
But here you go, Republican, Democrat. It shouldn't be like that. It should be for the better of the community.
I don't think nobody cares. Look,
they don't care. It's all about their party.
That's it.
And that type of thing. But this guy on the video you've got out of Chicago.
Yes. Now, real quick, because I was trying to get that up here.
Okay.
And I think I may just have to play the audio. I wish I had a video. Though.
Okay.
But yeah. So, but before we do that, I think we got a call coming in.
I didn't send it to you. Okay.
No, yeah, you video it. Okay. But either way, we got a call coming in. So let's go to the phone lines real quick.
All right, let's go to the phone lines and welcome to the show. Talk Back Live. Are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Right. Who we got on the line? I got
this is Arnez.
Arnez, what's up, man? I thought I recognized.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I only got so much time, but I mean, for one, today's crazy. Let's just say, you can go ahead and say that. But what I'm not going to do is, we're not going to martyr this man, okay? Like, today, nobody deserves to die like that.
Right, I agree.
Wife and kids.
I agree.
But I'm not going to sit here and ignore everything he said for the better part of 10 years.
Right.
Like, you're not telling the whole story. And let's give him his flowers. He was probably one of the most influential people in politics in the last decade.
No question. Yeah.
Right.
All right. But at the same time, he was everything you hope your daughters don't date or marry.
Yeah.
He was everything you teach your sons not to be. So yeah, he had a wife, he had kids, and I hope they're okay. But he advocated for years for the very same thing that killed him today.
You're right. That's what we were talking about earlier, man. And it's sad that the very same thing he was advocating, and it ends up his demise. I mean, it happens to him.
You know,
86 days, and not to cut you off, 86 days ago, we had a Democratic politician and her husband shot on their doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
86 days ago, not even 3 months ago. And what was it? 2-3 weeks ago, we had a shooting at a chapel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what's the difference between what happened to? The only difference between what happened today and what happened, I mean, I don't know how many times in the last 86 days.
Yeah.
Because it happens so often, it almost never gets reported.
Yep.
I get your point.
You know, I must say, you know, and I was saying this a few minutes ago, man. You have to be careful with what you give fire to, right? And I know we got my guy in the comments here that's very much disagreeing with what we're saying. I'm gonna put it up here in a second. Especially for Charlie Kirk, because I know a lot of people look to him as a hero and a patriot. I was watching Fox News when the news broke. They got Will Kane, who used to be a sports analyst, got a show on Fox News. He's very close with Charlie Kirk. And look, like I say, people that are close to the guy, you have to announce that he was killed and all that. It's tough. I understand. But at the same time, I don't think you can deny, and this is where there's almost two different Americas when it comes to opinions. Because I'm gonna just read one comment here, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. Chris Pierce, who may still have, you know, he was going to have him on the show this past weekend. Got canceled, but might reschedule here and there. Yeah. But he was putting down here. I'll just read a comment he was saying to Frankie here. He said he was a Bible extremist, meaning Charlie Kirk. He said, y'all pinned him as MAGA extremist, and that's exactly what got him killed. All the hate y'all push making Republicans look bad when the majority of us fight for what is right. This is absolutely horrible and heartbreaking. We may not be able to control what evil people do, but I can assure God is behind us when we need him. Now, I agree that God is behind us, but I guess the question is, who is the us that you're talking about? Because one of the problems I have with people that have your opinion, Chris, to be honest, is that it seems like you use Jesus when it's convenient.
Right.
And as a Christian myself, I don't really dig that. And I think that Charlie Kirk goes in that category. You know, when you don't have any compassion for school shootings and you continue to push this gun rhetoric, I'm not saying take guns from everybody. That's stupid. But what I'm saying is, let's not act like it's way too easy for people to get guns. How about the fact that Utah Valley University, I think that's the name of the school, had where you could just open carry and walk around with a gun no matter what, with or without a permit?
Right.
How about if maybe some of these people that Charlie Kirk was fighting against passing some gun legislation, maybe those people wouldn't have been able to get into that university and do what they did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. So, I mean, you can be in denial all you want to, but these are just my thoughts. And people, and it's a lot of the conservatives as well, not all of them, because I have conservative views on things. They know me, things that me and Arnez disagree with. But let's not sit here and act like a lot of them hide behind the Bible and Jesus to fuel their racism and insensitive thoughts. So those are my things. Not to take away from you, Arnez. Go ahead, man. I got
No. You're absolutely right. And let's be real. Charlie Kirk was no different.
Yeah.
He was absolutely no different. I mean, he was basically like he was he was a Bible thumper like anybody, like any of the rest of them are.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the racist stuff that he said about women, black women in particular. This he literally, like he said this. This is what he thought, and this is what a lot of people who listen to him think.
Yeah, and like I said, I never knew the guy till today. That may be a shame, but I have.
Oh, no, you good?
I've never heard of the guy. I said, I just happened to be looking and I
mean,
saw
look,
it. You know,
that's not even a bad thing that you didn't know him. But anybody who followed politics or followed Trump for the last 10 years, like, look, Charlie Kirk is he's very much partially responsible for the state this country is in right now.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't just some YouTuber who put up debates against college kids and like, no, he had real influence.
Yeah, huge.
At the same time, like I said, but at the same time, that doesn't excuse what happened today for the fact that he was a terrible person. And like I said, if that school shooting that happened today happened yesterday, he wouldn't have talked about it.
Yeah. Well,
it would have been just another day.
We got a lot of comments coming in on this, and you know, the one guy, Chris Pierce, he's saying, also, Josh, he said the man didn't promote hate just because y'all didn't agree with his opinion. You can't tell it. You can't call it hate. Tell me what hate you think is shared. I'm just saying, I never heard of the guy, so I can't say that I hated him. Or anything like that. It's just that just because people disagree with what they believe and what their policies or agendas are, it doesn't. I don't have to hate him. And this is the thing with other people that knew the guy. You don't have to hate it. It was whatever he did, his rhetoric and all the other things that, some of the people it was that knew him, like I didn't, they knew him. And so, the things that he may have spoken over the years or months or days or whatever caused the people to feel the way they do. But I do agree they should not hate him, but they can voice their opinion.
Yeah, because I don't hate
on the
like personally. It's just.
Oh yeah, like look, he was in the arena. He went and he debated with people who disagree with him on a lot of things. And I didn't watch the video. I don't plan on watching the video. But I know people in the military who have watched the video. And that I feel like that wasn't just some disgruntled. There wasn't just somebody who just didn't like Charlie Kirk. He got shot by somebody who's in the military.
Yeah, that to me was
that's
deep.
Like
that was something. That was something, Arnaz, I think that was deeply rooted.
Oh, definitely.
In somebody that may have known him and had some deep hate, or maybe they had confrontations before. I don't know. But I know for somebody just to intentionally just come to a rally and bring a gun, they were intending to do that when they first got there. That was their plan. There's got to be more than just a person just coming and shooting. There's something else involved here.
He was I'm convinced that he was more than likely killed by a military sniper. That's like my only conspiracy theory surrounding this whole thing at this time.
Really?
That's the only conspiracy theory I have, and that's the only conspiracy is that he was shot by somebody who either is or was in the military at some point.
Wow.
I mean, the accuracy is crazy because that thing hit his it looked like it hit the artery. I mean, it was pinpoint, one shot, and it was right at the side of the neck, and the way.
I've never seen blood flow like that.
Yeah.
Ever. But
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to go look for it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see anybody die. I'm gonna get off with this and continue listening.
Yes, sir.
But I ain't gonna say this much. If that was Trump, the reaction today would be vastly different.
Oh yeah. Definitely. No question.
The reaction would be vastly different, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, there would be dancing in the street.
Oh, you mean if Trump was shot like that?
If that was Trump, there would be dancing in the street.
Oh, you think so?
I think there would be.
I know so.
I
know so.
I ain't saying it should be, but I think it would.
Okay.
No question.
Oh, man, look, you would have live reports from Beale Street, okay?
I think that'd be that crazy.
Like
New Year's
they
Eve.
would have went crazy.
Well, I've seen some live reports from Beale Street lately. It hadn't been too good. That's in Memphis, Tennessee. If most people didn't know what we're talking about here, Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah.
But I mean, you would have seen Beale Street, Bourbon Street, Times Square, like.
And I don't know what that says about us. Honestly, like,
I mean, it says that he's a terrible person. That's all it says.
Okay,
that's true. But here's my only thing, right? I think if either way, and this is what I say about fueling the fire, whether intentionally or not. You look at what happened. You brought up the Minnesota thing, right? And those were Democrats. Yeah. And the Republicans and the conservatives did not do enough to quell the extremism on their side. All they did, he had some people some people that were in office that, were saying, well, hey, that's what it is. Very unempathetic. That was a point where a lot of the conservative leaders, President Trump, all these folks could have actually showed that, hey, do you actually care about this country? Do you actually, or are you just going to say, well, that's their own fault. The Democratic run cities and states, cause this type of violence. How about you show some empathy? Yeah. I guarantee you, if that was John McCain, he would have shown some empathy. Yeah. Or Barack Obama, he'd have shown some empathy. Or George W. Bush, even, I think would have shown more empathy than what you see now.
Which they have.
Yeah.
And they have.
Yeah.
Like, look, when you had, and this was 86 days ago, not even a full 3 months. When you had that politician and her husband shot on their doorstep, Trump didn't even call Tim Walz. He didn't show up at their funeral. He didn't lower flags and half, man. He barely mentioned it. And that wasn't just Trump. That was the entire conservative ecosystem.
Okay, Arnez,
they brushed it off.
Man, we appreciate you calling in today, and thanks again for your comments. Very, very welcome comment.
Good stuff, brother.
No problem, man. I'm looking forward to week 2. We got them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm shocked what y'all did.
I'm shocked too, and I want to keep it going.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right. Y'all take care.
Take care, man. All right. The phone lines are open. 706-601-0416.
609-0416. Yes,
if you'd like to call. And just continue to leave your comments as you're doing. Sabine Finster, welcome to the show.
Sabine.
Vicky, welcome to the show. Chris Pierce, welcome to the show. Let's see. I can go all the way back. There's some people I missed. Kelly. Yeah.
He said he's in the same boat with you. He didn't know much about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
So.
And Greg, welcome to the show. And we can go on and on, guys. Leave your comments and
thanks. And here's Chris. He said, I love this podcast. This is what we need. A discussion that transcends us into being a better society. As long as lies are not perpetrated, this is a great conversation. Thank you, man. See, and that's my thing. You can have, and I wish more stuff would be like this. I even disagree with a lot of stuff Chris was saying, but I don't hate him. I'm not gonna go out here and say you're a horrible person. But I'm saying a lot of these conversations devolve into the worst of us, and hopefully we can start being better with that. Like not just us. I mean, people as
people
whole.
Yeah.
But and now I know, Bob, you were talking about
we always we pick the topics and then we're just like, hey, we'll come on, we'll talk about it, and then give your opinion.
Yeah, let y'all go.
You know, so
Go for it.
Go for it. Make your comments and things of that nature. And if I'm going to say something and I feel I need to say something, I don't care who it is, Democrat, Republican, Christian, non-Christian, whoever you are, I'm going to tell the truth if I want to give my opinion. But hey, this is the way we like for things to run here and give you your opinion to be able to say something.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I'll just throw this in because we were transitioning to the National Guard conversation.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody that's coming in. And I know Chris, we're going to have him on that convo and probably still schedule that soon. But I want to get your thoughts on this because there's been kind of some things. I'm going to play the Memphis side of things, but I don't know if you heard this, Bob. So Nashville has been thrown into the conversation.
What?
Yes, and there's been some people of sending the National Guard to Nashville.
No, come on now.
And so
that's too much. That's too far.
I don't know,
no,
but I got a video on that.
I am not going to hear that.
I'm just saying. It threw me off too.
Nashville, Music City, USA, and North Central Tennessee is not. You can't warrant sending National Guard troops.
Because I don't know.
Tennessee. Well, listen. You got Washington, D.C., you have Chicago, which we need to play that tape on that.
Yeah.
Then you got Memphis, Tennessee, of all places, where the president was talking about sending troops to Chicago, but most people are feeling that the next step he needs to take is send troops, the National Guard in Memphis, Tennessee. And this is a discussion that I've had for some time with Frederick Tappan, Dr. Tappan down in Memphis.
Yeah. And
he's always feeling that, wondering could the National Guard be brought into Memphis? And so if they need the help, why fight against it?
And I think, I think? I'm going to just throw this at you real quick.
Yeah.
I think there's more people for it than you would think.
Yeah.
I really do. Now,
and then people need to stop playing these political games.
Yeah.
Just because it's a Republican president, no, we don't want we don't want the National Guard. We don't want Trump to do anything for us. That's not helping the situation.
It's dumb.
I don't look at Democrat, Republican, whoever's doing it. I look at it, is it a good thing?
Yeah.
Do we need the help? Do you need the help? That's the question. And how far are you willing to go to accept it? Hey, well, he's doing it for political reasons. I mean, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. They're going to do it, but yet at the same time, they're going to bring it up in their next political race. You better believe that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so let me go to this. And then first video with the news story. Then I'm going to go to what you want because I have it on my phone. I have to play it a little different.
Okay. All right.
So y'all check this out. This is the latest on the potential National Guard situation in Memphis.
Yeah.
And what may be going on there. So y'all check this out.
Okay. Take a listen and a look at this. We'll be back.
We're going to be announcing another city that we're going to very shortly. We're working it out. The governor of a certain state would love us to be there, and the mayor of a certain city in that same state would love us to be there.
On the heels of those words from President Donald Trump yesterday, many Memphians today wondering if the Bluff City could be the next to see National Guard troops deployed to our city. Thank you for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. At this point, no one within city or state leadership has confirmed the National Guard is coming to Memphis. Just over an hour ago, though, Governor Bill Lee did tell your news leader he's working with the Trump administration right now to determine next for fighting crime. In Memphis. The governor told us, in addition to an ongoing FBI mission, he's now sending another 50 Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers to Shelby County. He went on to say, while the FBI and THP operations continue, we are actively discussing the next phase of our strategy to accelerate the positive momentum that's already underway, and nothing is off the table.
WREG's Brian Ditley joins us live downtown tonight. And Brian, what can you tell us about where the conversation stands this evening on this?
Yeah, well, right now, Stephanie, Greg, we were able to confirm an operational meeting was held with city leaders and community stakeholders about bringing the National Guard here to Memphis. As we go to video, as you just heard from Governor Bill Lee, not saying yet if or when the Guard is coming to the Bluff City, but says the Highway Patrol is set to send 50 more troopers. Shelby County General Sessions Clerk Tammy Sawyer, familiar with the operation, says they can and will make arrests on any perceived criminal activity. Another source close to these developments surrounding state troopers says, this is all a part of THP's targeted enforcement, which started this week. It's unclear how long this operation will last or what troopers are specifically targeting. All this comes as Memphis police report crime at a 25-year low. We get a chance to catch up with Dr. Earl Fisher, who says with that in mind, folks need to watch how the next few days go.
So it definitely doesn't seem to be something that's necessary. And I've observed the federal administration deploying the National Guard similar to the Confederate Army. I mean, you're getting a bunch of National Guard troops from southern states, sending them to D.C. I'm pretty sure nobody from the National Guard in Illinois or Michigan or Minnesota is going to be deployed to Memphis. And at the end of the day, I don't think that National Guardsmen are equipped to engage in the type of policing practices that need to honor people's civil and human rights here in Memphis.
And now, coming up at 10, we are going to hear more from Dr. Earl Fisher, as well as many other leaders in the Memphis area, and have a full wrap of what we know so far about potentially seeing National Guardsmen and women here in the Bluff City, as well as seeing how the state plans on reducing crime as well. But for now, we are live here in downtown Memphis. Brian Didlake for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
Let me say this. Dr. Earl Fisher.
I knew you.
Listen, this guy thinks he has to answer to everything just because he's Dr. Earl Fisher. He's well known. I don't care who you are in Memphis. I don't care if you call yourself doctor or whoever, whatever. And I don't agree with what he just said there. What did he say? Said something sitting the National Guard in is like Confederate Army or something?
Yeah.
I mean, how in the world could that be? I don't understand that, And if you're going to get anything done, sending the National Guard in, is just a deterrent.
Yeah, so
well, they're not trained and what's going on the street. How do you know? How do you know? Just because the National Guard, because the Army, they're just built for war, fighting in the jungles in other cities around the world, but not in the cities of the USA. It said that when the guys were sworn into the military, he said, I swear to uphold and defend the Constitution and my country, foreign and domestic. Domestic is right here in our land. So that's part of your swearing in. So, man, and then this guy talks about, they shouldn't be involved. No. Listen, the National Guard can be a big deterrent if they don't do anything else. Now, in Washington, D.C., they started without guns. Then they were given guns. Yeah. I don't know why. Probably because there was threat taken out on some of these guys. Hey, if the threat is taken out on some of these guys, they have to do what they got to do. It's just like now you're in a war zone. And if they come to Memphis, I think it's a good idea. I don't have a problem with them going to Memphis. I think they need to go to Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is hurting. And you can sit back there and all of that crime and those murders and all that stuff going on and try to be a good old Democrat if you want to. You need to get because you're a Democrat, don't want anything to do with a Republican, you need to get that out of your mind. But there's too many people in Memphis, Tennessee that have gone down, that have been murdered. And they're still being murdered. I mean, You turn on the news in the morning, somebody's gotten high carjacked or somebody's got killed or shot at, and people just on the streets. Those people in Memphis, Tennessee, I looked at some of the video. You have about 4 or 5 shootings a day. And those people on the street just going around with their gun and just shooting it like it's a water pistol.
See, it's not just Memphis. It's, you know.
I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'm saying the reason why.
To your point, yeah.
Yeah, to the point of you need something in Memphis to help Memphis, Tennessee out. The police officers there, I'm pretty sure those guys are worn out. I'm pretty sure they're not having breaks. They're not being able to be at home. A lot of them are working 24 hours a day, and it's just too much for those guys. Something needs to come in, and somebody needs to come in. Now, I'm very impressed with them bringing, 50 or 60 more Tennessee Highway Patrols in the area to help. I think that's a good move. But, you know, if your beef is about the National Guard, you need to get over it.
What's up, GKP? Glad to see you in the building.
Yeah.
I
mean, you ought to be glad to see anybody if your city is in turmoil and people shooting all over the place. I heard some things in Memphis, people riding down the interstate, people shooting at people in their cars riding down the interstate. Don't even know them.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you
What
something.
kind of craziness is that?
Let's address the elephant.
That's Memphis, Josh, but it's going on other places.
Yes, before I go to that, because
Right.
I do want to. That's the next thing I want to play.
Mhm.
But the elephant in the room too is what was put out as well.
Yeah.
Is that Memphis crime is at a 20 violent crimes at a 25-year low.
They need to stop it.
You don't believe that the statistics?
No, that's those are they lying. They did some juggling on those statistics just to keep the National Guard out. If it's that low, you don't need anybody to come in. Why are you accepting extra Tennessee Highway Patrol?
That is interesting, right?
You know,
if it's not a problem.
And our crime is way down, but yet you're the #1 homicide city in the country.
Yeah, as far as rate. Yeah, the rate. Because look, even the most recent statistics, right? As much as, and I'm wondering what's going on. Now, like I say, it's not that I don't want to believe that things can get better, right? But you look all across the board at most of the cities that have major violent crime. Every one of them say they're down 25, 50%. Chicago said the same thing. Memphis is saying the same thing.
That was after the president said, "I'll send the National Guard." Now, all of a sudden, all these major cities are down 25% in crime. How can every one of those cities have the same number of decrease in crime at the same time?
One of them coincidences, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Folks, it's got to be about safety and about the protection of the citizens of these major cities of Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis has been like this for a long time. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. You can say what you want. I mean, that's your opinion. But Memphis is in trouble. Memphis is in trouble.
Now,
out of all the other cities, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, other places, Memphis having to be the #1 homicide? It's too much. Yeah, good job.
So here's a clip from a pastor out of Chicago. Black man as well, Marcus Rogers, who himself could be sometimes controversial, but he did make some interesting points in this video here. So let me play this, and this is audio, guys, so kind of bear with me here, and y'all take a listen to this.
Absolute chaos, from people screaming to blood on the streets to people laying on the streets.
On Chicago, we got to do better. I'm watching all of these people go to the north side, go to Lakeshore Drive, go downtown, and they walking around with the cameras like, oh, Chicago's so nice. It's so beautiful out here. What crime? I don't see any crime. acting like we don't have a nickname, Chirac, acting like we not the home of drill music, acting like I could post some clips right now. Y'all don't see this just happened the other day? I could post some clips that look like something out of a Grand Theft Auto video game, and you got these people who, what crime, why? Because they're more obsessed with hating Trump than actually wanting change in our city. And the problem with that is it's even the politicians, it's pride and it's delusion. We just had these shootings over the Labor Day weekend. We just had the club shooting. We've got violence. Why don't you go to the west side and the south side and walk? And I've been out there. I grew up here. I go out there as a pastor and we feed the homeless. We go out there, we try to evangelize, we try to give people the gospel. That's what the reality is. Think about how delusional that's got to be, that you trying to go out there and create a false narrative, go to the nicest part of Chicago. Like every city doesn't have a nice part, and then there's a part we all know, don't go over there if you don't want to get in trouble. It makes me sick. Y'all would rather hate this man. We just hate Trump. We got to be the opposite of everything that he does. It says we don't want to give him no credit for coming in. He just wrong, to the point where you'll just believe and support and spread delusion. Come on, man. This city is hurting. It's sirens going off in the background right now. This city is hurting. This city needs all the help it can get. These people have reached another level of disrespect. But guess what? The Bible says it's going to be a lot of lawlessness in the end times. You better get right with God. I want Trump to bring the troops. You know what I'm saying? But Trump ain't our savior either. The answer is Jesus Christ, but there's nothing wrong with some law and order. Amen?
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
All right. What do you think? What do you think about his comment? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just giving my opinion on it. Let's see.
So many comments here. I was
Yeah.
reading some. Let me put them back on the screen here. Chris said, it is a deterrent, but while, meaning the National Guard, but while they are here, they can realign their procedures to handle bad crimes instead of changing how they keep data. Now, Chris, you just said something, and I was going to say this. I said this on the last time we were live. So we know for a fact from people that know how the police do things, right? Informed us of how certain things go when it comes to crime statistics.
Right.
Now, things can definitely be manipulated based on the image you want to portray of a city. So here's an example, and this really kind of blew me when I heard this, but is that, let's say this is just an example of car break-ins, right? Let's say there were 7 or 8 cars broken into in the Wolf Chase Mall parking lot, right? Instead of marking each of those incidences as separate crime incidences in the report, you can put them all together in one big report. That way, instead of 7 different instances added to the statistics, it's just one. You can also do that with other things. Imagine multiple shootings. Instead of putting them as multiple, you put them together as one. The crime statistics go down dramatically if you continue to do that. There's also other ways to manipulate the numbers.
Right.
So my thing is, I feel like more and more people are using these things because, especially in cities where the crime is really bad, because it hurts business. It hurts people coming to your city for tourism and spending money. It hurts your sports. It hurts everything. And if you're trying to keep that under control, one way, if you know you can't get crime down immediately, just manipulate the numbers and make people think, oh, we're doing what needs to be done. We don't need the National Guard. We don't need this. We don't need that. But we need 50 more state troopers for some reason. But crime is going down. So why would you need more if you don't have a problem? So it's one of them things, man. I feel like people are talking sideways. You got Mayor Paul Young, right? And I'm not knocking him as a person because he seems like a good guy. His father's a preacher, you know. Sometimes I don't mean anything. But all that being said, right? You know, I think he's a smart guy, and I think he thinks business-wise. And I'm not saying this is a good thing to do, but I think there's definitely some communication between him and C.J. Davis, the police chief, in order to do things to benefit what they feel will benefit the city by manipulating some numbers. Because one thing Paul Young has said repeatedly, right, the mayor of Memphis, is that Memphis has a PR problem. You know what PR is? Public relations.
Yeah.
Meaning that the image that's put out there of Memphis is very negative. And that's true. So one way to change that is to manipulate some things in your favor while you continue to work on the problem. I don't think he doesn't want to change the crime situation. I think he does. But I think he's doing this to buy him some time. I really think that's what's going on. And one last thing here before I read some more comments. I see some more y'all coming in. Shout out to Joseph Dawson. Kelly Reddick with another comment. About to put him on the screen. Another thing. I saw an interview with CJ Davis. I think it was on Channel 3. She did a whole PR campaign. She went on every local Memphis news station a couple of weeks ago to talk about crime ain't what people say it is. What she said was the crime. I wish I had put it in the queue for the show today, but she said the crime reports are down. I don't know if it was her misspeaking. Do you get what I'm saying? She said the crime reports are down a certain amount of percentage. Why would you say reports? You know what I'm saying? Why specify reports? Just say the crime is down if the crime is down.
Right.
You slip and end up saying the crime reports are down. That leads me to believe there's something else going on. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But these are things to watch, man. It really is. You want to be in denial if you want to. Kelly says he's spot on. Don't go to the nice neighborhoods and say it's safe and not go to the not so nice neighborhoods.
Right. Oh, we don't need the National Guard. Look how safe it is and quiet. Yeah, he went to the wrong neighborhood. I mean, you got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And, hey, we appreciate y'all staying on with us. Now, listen, folks, this is just some of our opinion and other people's opinion.
Yeah.
We don't want people getting upset and getting angry because of the show and because we say, this is just
and y'all know how we do.
This is just a conversation.
Yeah.
And,
It is what it is.
so just because we don't agree or whatever the case may be, you probably want to just, give your hands up, forget it. And that type. I mean, we're not like that.
No. And look, shout out to Chris. I appreciate him coming through with the comments. And like I said, and I was straight up with certain things I disagreed with him on. But I like the way he took it. He said he loved the show.
Yeah.
Because we keep it real and we can have a genuine discussion without being disagreeable. And that's the main thing. That's what I appreciate about all the people in this community and more people that come in. They may not be used to that, but if you disagree with us, feel free. I have no problem.
Right.
We can still discuss and agree and disagree.
Yeah.
Y'all know a lot of us have been following us for a long time. That's how we do things.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another comment here from Chris. We'll go back a little bit. He says, I don't care what color you are. I'm a hard Republican, but if you bleep with anyone in front of me, I will mess you up. That's how most Republicans think. He says, I dare someone to do wrong in front of me because I've been trained to hurt people when I need to. Not saying I want that, but it's better to be that way than to need someone. That's an interesting thought too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Frankie, new comment. She says, my opinion, CJ Davis is not the right person for the job.
She's not.
Paul Young should have released her when he took office.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
I
thought like he changed his
she
mind.
was on her way out.
Yeah.
But they really were wanting to get rid of her, a few years ago. And then he came in and like said, okay, we'll just keep you.
Because he put her on interim status when he got in there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a sign. Oh, she's, but I guess, I don't know if they worked something out.
Yeah.
But it's one of them things, man. But now let me play one last thing. I know we got to go. We got to go. One last thing, because this really got me and surprised me. So, the National Guard to Nashville?
Oh, God.
Hey, if it come to Memphis, it got to come to Nashville too. I don't know, man. But here's the story. This is
I think we're getting to the point we're just thinking about send them everywhere. No, I think we really need to stay on the point of the most dangerous cities and see, and make people feel like, okay, they're really sincere about this, or they're just wanting to take over with the National Guard around the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, absolutely not. Nashville is no,
I don't know.
Not right now. Not right now. But this is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the worst thing you have first.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way. And then, hey, if you
Work
need
on
to
the
move on to the next one, then do that. But, you know.
And let me play this for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a minute 30. And this is interesting because there's actually lawmakers and representatives in the state of Tennessee that are calling for this.
Mm.
And the mayor of Nashville responded.
Okay.
And Frankie said, you must didn't hear that. That was mentioned a while back. I didn't know. Now this story is recent.
Yeah.
The past couple days or so. But y'all check this out. Listen to this.
McConnell's pushing back tonight against those claims that the National Guard is needed here in Nashville. Some Republican lawmakers have called for troops in Tennessee over the concerns about crime. Our Jordan mayor tonight.
Jordan James.
Be brought in. Mayor Freddie O'Connell is on a defense as the city's reputation hangs in a balance.
We have not requested them.
Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell addressing calls for the National Guard.
Chief Drake has not requested them. Our Metro Nashville Police Department has not requested their presence.
This comes following Republican lawmakers asking for troops to be brought here. In a social media post, Congressman Andy Ogles said in part, quote, "We don't just need the National Guard in Memphis. Send them to Nashville. Comrade O'Connell is using the city as an outpost for international gangs to set up shop in our neighborhoods." I asked the mayor about Ogles' remarks.
This is a congressman who is himself under investigation and seems to be showing off for the president so he can get a pardon. This is somebody who is involved in a political race of his own, but seems more invested in a city he neither has an office in nor lives in. It is absurd hearing his claims.
Metro leaders believe that recent data from the police department showing a reduction in crime overall is the reason why the National Guard is not needed.
We are continuing to make progress in year-over-year reductions in crime. We're going to continue to focus on those local efforts with trusted community partners.
The mayor also announced that they're going to be hiring for a director of crime prevention and reduction, a position that reportedly has been several months in the making. Reporting in Nashville, Jordan James, WSOV4.
Jordan James.
Yeah, he's in Nashville.
He used to be WREG Channel 3 Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So look. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
This is where I think politics is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So Republican lawmakers in Nashville, right, are saying bring him to Nashville. Do you know why? I believe it's because the mayor of Nashville is a Democrat, and they say, hey, throw him in there too. They need the National Guard too. This is what I'm saying. Stupid stuff gets in the way of progress.
Yeah.
And you just want to do something, one to suck up to the president as a Republican. And I do believe some of it, in my opinion. He's already under investigation for some mess. He wants to suck up to the president. Hey, Mr. President, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to send your troops down here too. You know, there's a Democratic mayor. You know, can you help me out? You know, or whatever. I think that's bogus.
Well,
I think that's bogus.
Well, you know,
I don't know about Nashville though. So if y'all from Nashville,
you know,
and know something and you think it should be, let me know.
Yeah, and you know, Josh, at one point, I don't know if they're still battling with this, not about Shelby County, about Memphis, Tennessee. I think the people in Memphis said they wanted the National Guard.
Well, the people that they're talking to.
Yeah, and then the president was sending the National Guard.
He didn't say officially, but he's kind of
he wanted to send it, right?
Yeah.
But then Governor Lee, what is that, Bill Lee?
Yeah.
Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee said no to the president. Now, here's one thing we have to, and listen, folks, I am not a racist, I'm not prejudiced, but this is just my thinking, and I'm going to ask this question. Do you think this has, or it could have anything with race? Because if you look at it, most of the people in Memphis, Tennessee, the crime and the murders and things that are going on is mostly in the Black community in Memphis.
Yeah.
It's not all over the city. It's not a lot going on in the white community on their side. Their side is totally different. Now, if you look at other places in Memphis, what do you got? You got what? Raleigh,
Fraser, Orange Mound,
Whitehaven.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, other places, whatever. You know, those places that's where most of the crime is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, and it's mostly black community. Now, could it be that the governor refused to send it because, hey, well, it really don't matter? But if it was happening in a white community, as well as the black community, then something that the governor wouldn't hesitate at all to send the National Guard into Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know. So, anyway, hey, it's
yeah, that's interesting. And you know what?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and this is the very last thing. This is like 1 minute long. This is people in Memphis responding to the National Guard potentially coming. They talked to some regular civilians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to get their thoughts on.
For weeks, we have been hearing from state lawmakers as well as other community leaders about the prospect of the National Guard in Memphis. But as the possibility looms larger tonight, how are Memphians feeling about the idea of federal troops patrolling the streets? WRAG's Harrison Klopp is checking the community's pulse tonight.
On a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in Overton Park, many Memphians are enjoying themselves, while others, like Gerald Tabor and Cortez Well, contemplating the future of the Bluff City after rumors of the National Guard coming to Memphis.
Here to bring chaos, bro. It's already bullcrap here. Enough bullcrap. They're gonna bring chaos because people feel like they're being targeted at that point.
Gerald Tabor says local and federal officials should be looking at the root causes of crime instead of bringing in the Guard.
In order for you to have to think about crime in Memphis, you have to get to the root cause of the crime. Where there's poverty, there's going to be crime.
Tabor added those resources could go into building the community.
Put more effort into trying to rebuild a community, creating jobs and stuff that, fill people's time. So put them people in that type of situation, what do you expect them to do?
And while FBI Director Kash Patel has called Memphis the homicide capital of America, Tabor feels that if the police can't fix the crime, what will the National Guard do?
The police ain't fix the crime, and they paid to do it. What is the National Guard coming here going to do?
From Overton Park, I'm Harrison Klopp. WRAG, News Channel 3.
All right, so at this point, I can tell you the team here at WRAG is actively working to find out exactly where potential plans to send the National Guard to Memphis stands right now.
I just don't know. What if the police officers here can't handle it? What do you think the National Guard is going to do? I think that's the most ridiculous statement you can make. I just don't understand that.
Hey, shout out to Frankie. She says, "Got to get ready to lay down. I have to get up early."
Yeah.
Hey, I understand. Trust me, because we are going to end pretty soon. But I appreciate you coming through.
Getting ready to end in a couple of minutes. Thanks, Frankie, for joining us. It's good to see you. Good to hear from you.
And here's John Stacy.
Yeah.
I appreciate you watching. He says, the biggest problem isn't just law enforcement, it's prosecution. If you're letting carjackers out of jail within a day of arresting them, it does no good to arrest them.
Oh my goodness. He hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
He hit the nail on the head. And we've always felt that way.
Oh, yeah.
How are you going to arrest people for something and then turn around and give them bail or let them back out? And then those same people turn around and commit the same crime again or something else, or they kill someone. I just don't understand. I mean, if a person's not paying his dues and is paying for his crime and the effort for going to jail, I mean, hey, he's going to say, I can do anything I want to do. I'll do it again. It ain't going to hurt. They're going to let me out.
So basically, when they throw them in there, close the doors behind them. Close the doors.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
That's what I've been trying to tell him.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
There you go. If something's wrong, there's a dead giveaway. Something is going wrong there, and close the doors. Leave the doors shut behind the criminals. That way, if you do that, then everybody else that wants to commit crime will say, boy, they're not letting them out. But if you see them letting them out all that, go in and letting them back out, then, hey, they say, well, I can do the same thing, get back out. But this guy here, John Stacy, I don't know where he's from, but kudos.
Yeah, great comment.
Great comment, man.
That's a great point. It really is.
Yeah. All right. Y'all, hey, everybody, it has been a pleasure to be with you tonight. And we appreciate all you listening and watching. And it's been a time since we've been back on. But hey, thank you again. And we want you to continue to stay tuned for maybe next time. And we'll see you on another edition of Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. You have a wonderful evening and rest of your week.